bastard! Never skip leg.
Oh, still thin, thank God. Man. Oh, guys. I had a crazy dream. Wow. I dreamt I had to do leg day every day for the rest of my life. It's horrible. Okay, jokes aside, guys. It's a serious training today. I think it's one of our favorite sessions. Just normal training on boulders and then some circuits in the end.
So Alex, you were in November in the Red River Charge. What did you try there?
I tried a project over there and it's, I would say, pretty hard. The first 20 moves are quite hard. There's a boulder problem at the beginning and then some power endurance moves up to a final dead point move to a Gaston crimp. And I've tried for 5 weeks. First week was incredibly hot and then it was incredibly cold, and well, long story short, I got super close to doing it but couldn't piece it together in the end. I think the conditions were rather too warm in the beginning. The first week it was maybe 25 degrees and I literally could not do any move in the boulder problem at the beginning. Then it got quite cold, which was maybe not great for sending because it was maybe a little bit too cold, but to check out the route it was absolutely amazing. I could do all the moves and climb all the sequences and knew it was possible. And after that I had, I would say, a week or two of decently good conditions. It would have been totally possible to do it, but yeah, always fell on the very last move of the hard part. Yeah, I have of course now a plan. I knew I wanted to come back. I knew what the route was like and that it was possible. I wanted to come back, train and fly back to the River Gorge to be able to finish the project. Unfortunately, I think in my first week back home I partially broke my finger on some stupid comp jump boulder. That set me back a little bit and I had to rest for 2 weeks and then restarted training, and now I'm back in training mode and hopefully we'll be able to get back in shape to get the project done. Wearing a weight vest for additional 4 kilograms maybe. I think it helps, especially for climbing in the steep. It kind of forces you to try to keep your feet more on the wall, because if you cut loose, you have really got a chance. I mean, you don't need much additional weight. Additional 2, 3, 4 kilograms make a huge difference, and suddenly boulders that seem easy become really hard. I mean, the goal is not to climb a 6B boulder with 20 kilograms. The goal is to climb, ideally, still pretty hard boulders with 3 or 4 kilograms additional weight. So, I mean, we're still trying to do hard moves, so adding more weight doesn't really make sense. The good thing about training together with 2 strong friends is that we all have different body types. Chris is a lot shorter, Max is a bit taller, so we have very often different solutions for different boulder problems, and we can learn from each other. Somebody can show his beta to some other people. Somebody's better at heel hooking, somebody's better at gusto moves, so we can all learn, and I think that's productive.
Perfect.
So for the 45 we thought it's a good mix of like crimps, slopers, small holes, big holes, so we can also do like heel hooks, toe hooks, we can just do front style board problems, everything. It's good to have a good mix.
For me, power endurance is always a good thing to finish off my session. Usually the power endurance doesn't disappear very quickly, but to just keep my level, I always like to do maybe a couple of 20 move circuits at the end of my session. Not every time, but I try to do it more often, like a few times per week. So when I'm doing a power endurance circuit like that, it's not necessarily that I'm getting super pumped, it's more that at some point my fingers are opening and the moves get too hard and I can't do the moves anymore. But it's not the classic pump that you usually feel while lead climbing, so it's a bit of an in-between thing between bouldering and lead climbing, which I really enjoy because it's A, good for outdoor climbing, but also B, good for comp climbing, because you very often have in competitions as well as outside 10, 15, 20, also 25 hard moves in a row. I'm trying to mix up the walls, so I do one circuit on the 60-degree wall, another one on the 45-degree wall. I just like mixing it up. It's different climbing styles. On the 60-degree wall, it's much more about holding the holds, keeping the body tension. On the 45-degree wall, with a very different circuit with also bigger holds, it's much more about trying to flow through and trying to be more efficient and still have enough power for the last few moves.
Auf, Alex, komm. Geil, bleib dran. Jawohl. Auf geht's, komm! Yes! Ali, komm! Come on! Komm! Geil!
That's me done for the race, guys. Have a good time. See you next time.
Super.